Hi everyone, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer, and today I'm really excited to be here with some of CASETiFY's new product lineup for the brand new iPhone 17 Pro. This year they have two especially cool new case designs. You've got your redesigned Bounce and you've got the brand new Glaze cases. The Bounce is somewhat similar to last year's Bounce case, but it's now even more protective. So last year it was 6x military grade. This year it is rated 7x military grade. That means that it's rated to survive up to 182 4-foot drops at various angles, and it has a max drop height rating of 21.3 feet. So really impressive there. They have also redesigned the Bounce corners that are on all four corners. So these are now designed to be able to accommodate straps and clips and carabiners, etc., as well as obviously being very protective. So you've got a very versatile case as well as a very tough case here with a new Bounce. So really great job by CASETiFY. CASETiFY's new Glaze case is an entirely new design featuring prints that are protected by a clear, glossy, scratch-resistant finish. So basically your print is printed on the other side of this clear, glossy material. The other thing which is really special about it is that you can choose your print, what they call a motif, and your background color separately. So you can choose from up to 7 different background colors right now, and then you choose your motif. So you can really make this case your own. And because this is printed on the inside, this is never going to peel off. So it's different than CASETiFY's other cases where you can have your print on the outside. So here on this impact case, you can feel the print has been printed on the outside of the case. With the Glaze, it is on the inside of the case. So you've got anti-peel, absolutely, and then this is also a scratch-resistant finish on the exterior. So really nice case. Not going to be as protective as the Bounce case. You're looking at 4.9 foot max drop height rating and 1x military grade, but still a really nice case here from CASETiFY and tons of customization. Some other great CASETiFY options for the 17 Pro are the Ripple. This one is a soft silicone case, has a lovely hand feel, and this one is going to be nicely protective, rated for a 6.6 foot max drop, 2x military grade, so there is a lot to love there with the Ripple. And then we also have the mirror case. This one is pretty much the same in terms of protectiveness as compared to the Glaze case. But unlike the Glaze, you have your print on the exterior here rather than underneath a clear layer. And then we also have this cool mirror finish on the back so you can check your makeup, whatever. So really nice case there. And of course, any CASETiFY product launch would not be complete without the impact case. 8.2 feet of drop protection, 4x military grade. This one is a fan favorite for good reason. One of my favorite cases, always from CASETiFY. So lots of great options here from CASETiFY, great protection, great quality, and tons of custom options. Let's take a closer look. Looking first at CASETiFY's newly redesigned Bounce case for the iPhone 17 Pro. This is quite a rigid case, very little flex to it because you have a hard back plate which has been fused with slightly more flexible sides. This is using CASETiFY's dual lock technology, which uses both physical and chemical bonds in order to make sure that the sides and the back remain attached to each other, obviously increasing protection and durability. This case also features CASETiFY's Tesla-Lock design, which uses some sort of curve technology, which I don't understand, in order to increase the longevity and durability of the phone case. So as far as maximum drop height, this is rated for a 21.3 foot drop, which is huge. It is an enormous drop. And as far as durability is concerned, and overall protection against regular drops, like 4-foot drops, which is your typical sort of drop you're going to drop your phone at, this is certified for 7x military grade, which means that it's certified to survive 182 4-foot drops at various angles. So that is just really impressive. I think that this is going to provide excellent protection for your phone. The other thing which they have new this year, which I think is really cool, is that the bounce corners have been redesigned so that they are no longer just there for protection, but also you can clip stuff onto them. So they're big enough to clip on straps and charms and carabiners and other cool stuff. So that makes this case very versatile, great for everyday use, as well as being super, super protective. So checking this out with a dummy phone, obviously I don't have the 17 Pro phone yet, but putting on a dummy phone here, you can see that this is really pretty easy to put your phone in, and once it is on, you've got a nice fit on here, a little bit of give over your button areas, but other than that, you've got a nice tight fit, and I think you're going to have plenty of protection here for your screen. Looking down here at our port openings, everything is nicely positioned and nicely sized. I don't think you're going to have an issue with any USB-C cables that are third party or anything. And obviously Apple's USB-C cables are going to fit here great as well. And then going up here to the sides, you can see we got the recycling statement here from CASETiFY. They've been recycling phone cases since 2021. You can also see these little tiny specks in here that are from the recycled material that went into this phone case. This is all part of CASETiFY's Re-CASETiFY program, so that's great for sustainability. Going up here to the buttons, these are all nice and clicky and responsive. However, of course, this is only on a dummy phone, so you can't tell everything for sure there. The only issue that I have with these buttons is that they are a slit button design, which can allow dirt or dust to get in there in those little slits. But other than that, everything else looks good. Then going up here to the top, as you can see, nice amount of lip around the screen. Going around to the side, you've got a nicely responsive side button, still with the same slit button design, as well as a camera control button cover. So both of these should work well, but of course I can't really test these out given the fact that this is just a dummy phone. And then up here, we've got a spot here where you can attach a phone charm if you want to, but given the fact that this is a bounce case, you are not limited to this spot for phone charms and things to attach, but you also have all 4 of those bounce corners. So you got a lot of options here. So you can attach phone straps on here, you can attach phone charms, you can attach carabiners, you can attach all kinds of stuff. So lots of really cool options here with CASETiFY's bounce case. Looking at the back of the case, we've got a crystal clear back here, which contrasts nicely with the black sides. It does a great job in showing off your iPhone. And then obviously we have a print design on here. This is one of the many, many print designs to choose from in CASETiFY's vast print library. You also have the option with CASETiFY's cases to customize it with custom text. So there's all kinds of colors to choose from as well. So you can really make your CASETiFY case your own. So this material here is a glossy polycarbonate, and this type of material does have a tendency to scratch over time. However, one thing which is really going to help with that is the fact that you've got these ridges here in the bottom, and those go along, they're going to work well together with the ridges at the top and your camera rim area in order to keep the majority of the back of this case very slightly raised above a flat surface when you put it on its back. So I think everyday scratching is going to be really reduced by that. This also gives you a no wobble design when this is placed on its back. So when you put it on its back on a flat surface, it's just going to lie there perfectly flat and stable. So I think that that is excellent. So looking at the amount of protection you have here for your rear camera, everything looks great. So I don't think you're going to have any issues there. And as far as MagSafe, obviously this case is MagSafe. That comes standard. And just looking at the MagSafe here with the case, everything looks fine. I don't think that this is going to be quite the same as when you actually have a real phone in here. For one thing, it doesn't make that nice beeping sound. And also, when you have an actual phone in here, then I think that the MagSafe ability of the phone and the case together are going to work together and maybe increase the amount of MagSafe attraction. But even just with the dummy phone in here, everything works really well with MagSafe. So overall, everything looks really good here. Removing this case from your phone is not difficult. Just start up in the one corner, press it off, go down to your bottom corner, press that off, and then you can pull out your phone. And for those of you that might be a little bit more minimalist, who aren't into prints and custom text, CASETiFY also has plain cases available. So checking out one of these, you can see we got a really great look here. Very pure, very clean. Does a great job in showing off your phone. So checking this out with some of the cool MagSafe accessories that CASETiFY sent me out, we've got the snappy mirror card holder stand. This one is a twofer because it is a card wallet and it is also a stand. So everything works well there. It's very easy to get your card out and it's cool, plus mirrors. And also, obviously, this is available in a wide variety of print designs. And then we also have a brand new MagSafe accessory this year. This is the Snap and Stick Grip Stand. So the Snap and Stick Grip Stand does a whole variety of things. For one thing, it is a grip, works really well there. And then it's also a stand. And then finally, because it's got these cool little suction cups on here, you can stick this onto a smooth, clean surface like a mirror. And then you can watch videos on your phone or whatever. So you can't put this on some surfaces, can't put it on a dirty surface or a textured surface, but as long as it's clean and flat and basically something like a mirror, then it's going to work really well. So I think that this is cool. Really nice job here by CASETiFY. Moving on to CASETiFY's brand new Glaze case. This is a really exciting new case design from CASETiFY, and it's special in a couple of ways. For one thing, the print is anti-peel. So basically the print is printed on the inside of this glossy plastic layer, so it's impossible for it to peel off. So that is really cool. And then the other thing which is really nice about this is that you get to choose the background color and the print separately. So you can choose a print and a background color that are going to be perfect for you. So I think that that is really great. Other than that, this is a nice, lightweight, slim case. It's not going to give you as much drop protection as the Bounce is. This one is rated 1X military standards, so it is rated to withstand 26 4-foot drops of various angles with a max drop height of 4.9 feet. So not as protective, but still plenty protective for everyday use. And overall, I think that this just has a great look and feel. Putting your phone in here, nice and easy. And once on, you've got a good fit on here, just a little bit of give over the buttons, but other than that, everything looks great. Got a good amount of lip around the screen, not as much again as the Bounce, but then again, this is a whole lot less protective case than the Bounce. Completely different use case. The sides on here are smooth. They are not as grippy as the sides on the Bounce or the Impact. They're not that kind of a grippy feeling plastic. They're more smooth. And going down here to our port openings, nicely positioned and nicely sized. You shouldn't have any issue with most third-party USB-C cables. This case is part of CASETiFY's ReCASETiFY program, so that's exciting. The buttons are nice and reasonably responsive, although I can't really tell that much about the buttons because, of course, this is just a dummy phone. And they do have that same slip button design that tends to let in dust or dirt, so you got to be careful about that. Good view here from the top. Everything looks excellent in terms of the amount of lip. And then going over here to the side, you've got a covered camera control area, you've got a side button, and then you have a spot where you could hang a phone charm if you wanted to. But that, of course, is entirely optional. Looking at the back of the case, everything looks beautiful. Love the fact that you can choose the print and the background color separately, and the fact that this is anti-peel is really exciting. This is also going to be scratch resistant, although of course scratch resistant is not scratch proof, and it also tends to resist fingerprints, at least as far as I can tell so far. I'm really not noticing a lot of fingerprints showing up on here. Actually, the back has a little bit of a grip to it because of that glossy finish. It feels grippier than the sides. Overall, I think everything looks really good here. You've got a good amount of protection here for your rear camera. Everything looks beautiful there. And of course, this case is going to be MagSafe. No issues there. Everything works well. You've got good magnetic adhesion. And this is going to work great with other MagSafe accessories like this MagSafe card holder grip stand thingy. That is really cool. And also this fun little one here. This one looks great. Love those suction cups. And then looking at another version of the Glaze case, because CASETiFY was kind enough to send me out 2 of these. Again, super easy to get on and off of your phone. Lovely slim profile. Everything looks great, and then such a beautiful pop of color on the back. I love the fact that you can change your background color to match whatever you think is going to look best with the motif that you choose. Overall, everything is just lovely on here. I think that the Glaze is a great addition to the CASETiFY case lineup. So you don't have as many abilities with this case design to hang things off of it as you do with the Bounce, but one thing that you can get is this little thing, which is a charm hook. So this one is a stick-on thing. You could stick it on the back anywhere that you wanted on your phone case, and once you attach it on here, you can clip stuff onto it. I will say that the one negative that I found with this, looking at it, is that if you wanted to use this in conjunction with one of the MagSafe accessories, which is larger, such as a wallet or, say, a power bank, then with the design that you have with the 17 Pro, you're not going to be able to fit it because it's going to be in the way. However, if you're really into phone charms, then this may be a must-have. CASETiFY's mirror case has many similarities with the Glaze case. It is the same size and it has the same level of protection and looks and feels very similar except for the back, because on the back you have the print that is printed on the outside, and then you have this cool electrobladed mirror area which allows you to check your makeup or whatever. So it's a really nice little case. Has that same level of protection as the Glaze case. So it is 1X military standard, which means 26 4-foot drops, and it has a max drop height of 4.9 feet. So it's a good fitting case. Everything fits just fine on here. And looking at your port openings, same as what we saw with the Glaze. Everything else here on the sides, exactly the same. Same buttons with the slip button design. Same amount of lip. Everything is the same on the sides here. Same spot for a charm if you want one. And then looking at the back, you have a really beautiful print design on here. I love this purple. I think everything looks great. And then we got the shiny electroplated mirror area, so that is really cool. Got plenty of protection here for your rear camera. And overall, I think everything looks just lovely. This is MagSafe, and everything works well. Looking quickly at CASETiFY's Ripple case, this one has a very different type of construction as opposed to the others. This one is made of a soft silicone material. It is reasonably flexible. The back of it has this cool ripple design. And overall, it's just a soft, kind of squishy feeling, pleasant feeling case. It's going to give you 6.6 feet of drop protection. It is 2X military grade, so it's more protective than the Glaze or the mirror case that we were just looking at, although of course not as protective as the Bounce. This one is easy to get your phone in and out of, and just generally has a really cozy feel to it. Very pleasant to have on your phone. So fit-wise, bit more give on the sides, just because this is a softer case overall. This also doesn't have that same kind of dual type of material, so that you don't have that same dual lock thing that you've got holding the sides to the back, because I think the sides and the back are the same material. So it's just entirely different than the others. But again, you do have a good amount of protection with this one. Everything looks good here with the port openings. There is a subtle kind of a bump out here on the sides and the corners. These little puffed corners are going to give you more drop protection, which is good. And then everything feels very clicky about the buttons. These buttons are not a slip button design as opposed to the buttons on all of the other cases we looked at. And they feel really good, but of course I can't really tell anything about the buttons because this is just a dummy phone. But everything feels good. We've got a covered camera control button, we got a side button, and you got the spot here for the phone charm if you wanted to put one on there. Looking on the back, everything looks beautiful. I do like this concentric circle thing we got going on here. You've got a good amount of protection here for your rear camera. And of course, this case is going to be MagSafe. Everything's going to work great there. Overall, just a lovely little case here from CASETiFY. And this one is the least expensive of the cases we were looking at. So you've got that as a pro as well. Finally, no CASETiFY launch would be complete without CASETiFY's iconic Impact case. The Impact is just a lovely case, slim, protective. There's just a lot to love here. So we are looking at 8.2 feet of drop protection. This one is 4X military grade, which means 104 4-foot drops at various angles is what it's certified for. So very protective, very cute. You've got tons of different print designs that are available and lots of colors. You've got this EcoShock twister design that runs around the perimeter here. This is what's giving you lots of protection. So overall, just a lovely phone case. This one is nice and easy to get on. Just clip your phone in. Once on, we've got a nice tight fit on here. There is more give over the buttons, but other than that, everything looks good. And then in terms of the amount of lip, you've got a good protective lip that runs around the screen. Looking down here at our port openings, these are nicely positioned and nicely sized. You should not have any problem with third-party USB-C cables. And then going up the sides here, you can see that we've got the little speckles here, which are characteristic of the recycled material that is part of CASETiFY's recycling program, ReCASETiFY, so all of that is great. The buttons are nice and responsive, but of course this is just a dummy phone, so that is not going to give you complete information. We do have that slit button design, however, so it is possible that you could get dust and dirt in there by mistake. So looking at the amount of lip on here, nice protective lip around the screen, everything should be good there. Going to the side, you've got a nice responsive side button, and you do have a covered camera control button. Hopefully those will work great. I can't imagine that they won't. And then you have a spot here for a phone charm if you wanted to attach one. Looking at the back of the case, this one is really cute. There are so many different print designs available for CASETiFY's cases. You can really make it your own. And of course, you could also go with custom text as well. There are just tons of options here. So this is MagSafe. It's going to work great. I believe that there is a non-MagSafe option with the Impact case as well, although I can't imagine why you would want to go with one that's not MagSafe because MagSafe is so very useful. So overall, just a lovely case. Plenty of protection here for your rear camera. Everything looks great. Removing this from your phone, nice and easy. And then just looking at this second one here that they sent me, because it's very pretty as well. Different color print, different color phone case. Just a beautiful look here with this purple. There is just lots to love here. Just a beautiful phone case here from CASETiFY. Again, we've been looking at a variety of cases for the brand new iPhone 17 Pro from CASETiFY. The most expensive of the cases that we looked at today is going to be the Bounce case. That one's going to run you $80. The least expensive of the ones we looked at today is going to be the Ripple, which is going to be $60. And all the others are going to be $70. So it's going to be $70 for the pretty mirror case. It's going to be $70 for the tried and true Impact case. And it's going to be $70 for the beautiful new Glaze case. You can save 15% on your CASETiFY purchase if you use the link that is especially for my viewers, which is www.casetify.com/thetechreviewer. Many thanks to the kind folks at CASETiFY for sending me out these samples to review, as well as for sponsoring this review. If you have any questions about these cases or anything else, please feel free to put them in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And do consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Again, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.